50 Cent put Jay-Z's entire legacy on blast, questioning if it's really about the music or something else entirely. Alright y'all, we need to talk about something that's been bubbling under the surface for years, but it seems to be reaching a boiling point right now. You know how 50 Cent has never one to hold back, right? Well, this time he's really out here letting loose, and guess who's on the receiving end? None other than Jay-Z himself. Now, if you've been following the drama between these two titans in the rap game, you know this isn't just about music anymore. This is deep, and it's got layers. We're talking about ego, pride, business moves, and personal vendettas that go back decades. So let's break it all down. From 50's recent shots at Jay to how this all started and where it might be headed. Let's kick things off. 50 Cent recently took some shots at Jay-Z in an interview. This man was not holding back. He was talking about how the industry treats him differently, how he's been overlooked by award shows, and even how Jay-Z's career benefited from his relationship with Beyonce. And the way he broke it all down was something else. 50 said, the same concept with the Super Bowl. See, they don't understand the relationship. They were trying to get Eminem to do the Super Bowl without me. It wasn't happening. 50 then threw attention to Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship by saying, it's okay for the award shows not to give me the trophies. Even Jay-Z's career. You can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys, since he's been with Beyonce. And you go, prior to that, he had one. That came with the association. Now let's pause right there. 50 is basically saying that Jay-Z's success, particularly his Grammy wins, are more about his marriage to Beyonce than his actual music. That's a big statement. 50 also said, you see Jay and Beyonce's kids already have Grammys. They don't sing yet. They don't sing. They don't rap yet. And they've already got Grammys in S. So they say, give them this trophy so we can secure that they're coming to the award shows. It meant that much to the culture, they gave them the things. 50 Cent is basically implying that the Carter family's long list of accolades is more of a PR scam. This ain't just some random rant, y'all. This is a calculated shot at everything Jay-Z and Beyonce represent in the industry. 50 is calling out the system and basically saying it's rigged in their favor. But it didn't stop there. 50 Cent went on to talk about how he didn't care about the trophies, but more about the checks. He's basically in the game long enough to know what really matters. 50 Cent then confessed that he didn't care about the trophies, as he was more concerned about the checks. He said, because what I was saying was the content was raw enough, and who I am, my experience is a little bit abrasive to conservatives. I haven't experienced much that Jay probably hasn't experienced. What I will say is he's internal. He's a quiet person. So you don't see that. You don't feel the energy that goes on in that environment. 50 is making it clear that while Jay-Z plays the game, he's always been about the hustle. And it's that raw, unfiltered approach that has kept him relevant all these years, regardless of the awards. 50 stated, later people look at it and they honor those things. It didn't matter to me in that time period. I was like, F it. Don't give me the trophy. So what? They didn't give me Best New Artist, and I sold 13 million records. That's the largest debuting hip-hop album. So that's 50 Cent reflecting on his loss at the 46 Grammy Awards, where his debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying, earned him a Best New Artist nomination. Overall, 50 Cent revealed he understood the reasoning, alleging that they don't want kids to be 50 Cent. Think about that for a second. 50 Cent is basically saying he understands why the industry didn't want to award him because his image and his music were too raw and too real. He's not just a rapper. He's a symbol of something the mainstream doesn't always want to celebrate. And if you thought 50 was done, think again. He even brought Beyonce into the mix again, recalling a wild story from Vegas that shows just how deep this beef goes. This certainly isn't the first time 50 Cent has dragged Queen Bee into his longtime feud with her legendary husband. In fact, during an interview with the Breakfast Club, 50 recalled Queen Bee once stepping to him in Vegas while he was just greeting Jay-Z because she assumed he was confronting him. 50 claimed that Beyonce jumped down from a window ledge and was ready to fight him, admitting that the encounter caught him completely by surprise. Now, it's unclear when the incident took place exactly though. Are y'all hearing this? Beyonce was ready to throw hands for her man. That's some ride or die loyalty right there. Fifth said, she was on like a windowsill. She jumped out and I'm like, wait, what is you doing? That's me and Jay-Z's stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl. She jumped off the ledge. I was like, oh, S. I didn't really know what to do. It was one of those situations where you were like, whoa. If you say this to Jay, he'll look at you and go, nah, that happened. Can you imagine being in that situation? 50 is just trying to say what's up to Jay, and suddenly Beyonce is coming at him like she's ready to scrap. That's wild. 50 Cent said she came like she was ready, like something was going to happen. And I'm like, whoa. She throwing me off now because I don't know exactly how to respond to this. You are still Beyonce. She brought all the sexy over with that energy jumping off. I look at Jay and he go, nah, he'll tell you. I said, yo, all right, whatever. Cause really, I'm just saying what's up. But she's feeling my energy come over because we do say things about each other. It's a competitive nature. That's it. This story right here shows that the tension between these two camps isn't just about business. It's personal. Now, when Beyonce is ready to throw down, you know it's deeper than just a few disses. But it's not just about a personal beef. 50 Cent also took shots at Jay-Z's business moves, especially his deal with Live Nation and how he's managed to stay hot. During an interview with DJ Who Kid, 50 Cent said, that's just being in tune with the business though. Look, if this person's hot for a moment and you go make a record with the guy when he's hot, and then you go over here and you make a record with this guy when he's hot, then you make a record right here with this guy when he's hot, you have to sustain being hot enough yourself for them to want to make that record. And then while you're doing that, in the end, when you're hot and those guys mean nothing, you don't see that S happening? F that. You can't take that away from that N-word, man. Jay do what he want to do. 50 is breaking some game down right here. He's explaining how Jay-Z has been strategic about who he collaborates with to maintain his status. But he's also throwing a little bit of shade by saying that once Jay is done with them, they're no longer relevant. In another interview, 50 Cent talked about who Jay-Z sold his career to. 50 Cent said he's obviously surpassed him. You know there's points that they'll match like M and J. That's Live Nation, because he sold his touring career to Live Nation. They got to keep him hot enough to go get their money back. So they match him up with M. Put them together because he have momentum connected to his relationship with Beyonce and his record with Alicia. M sold like 60 million records more than him. How you put them there like they equals? This is some serious shade right here. 50 is calling out how Jay's been paired with Eminem to keep that momentum going. But he's also reminding everyone that Eminem has outsold Jay by a huge margin. It's a subtle way of saying, yeah, Jay's big, but let's not forget about who's really moving units. But let's take it back to where 50 Cent really went in on Jay-Z, calling him out during an interview with Angie Martinez. This was after Jay-Z famously said that nobody is scared of 50 Cent. You know 50 wasn't just about to let that slide. 50 said, I've been nominated for 13 Grammys and I have no trophies. That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift. Like I said, if I was actually up there, he wouldn't come take my trophy, Kanye West. And Jay disagrees? He should address the guy who made him feel like a punk. Like, you know how rock and roll has punk rock? You know, hip hop has cool punk. Jay's the coolest punk in hip hop. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z. Man, 50 is not just talking about awards right here. He's questioning Jay's entire persona. He's basically saying that Jay-Z plays it cool, but underneath, he's not as tough as he pretends to be. And bringing Kanye into it just adds another layer of drama. And if you thought 50 was done flexing, you'd be wrong. He even talked about how he's been a billionaire since 2007, long before Jay-Z was officially recognized as one. This is where 50 Cent really starts to separate himself from Jay-Z, not just in terms of music, but in terms of overall success. During his interview with the Enthusiast podcast, 50 Cent talked about being a billionaire before Jay-Z. 50 Cent said, "There's a point where they'll promote things that aren't necessarily real. It being public perception or the public's aware of it in that way, it adds to your aura. So it's like when they financially say, oh, you're a billionaire. This person's a billionaire. Like, I've been a billionaire since 2007. I'm that far from where I came from that I've been a billionaire financially because everybody around me is being paid. The resources are there. I've compensated for them to be there. And I really don't see things that I want that I can't go get." 50 is basically saying he's been living the billionaire lifestyle for years. And he doesn't need Forbes to validate that. He's made sure everyone around him is taken care of, and he's living the life he wants. This is a direct contrast to the public perception of Jay-Z as the first hip-hop billionaire. 50 is saying, I've been there, I just didn't need the title. 50 Cent also didn't hold back when it came to comparing his Reebok deal to Jay-Z's. This is where 50 really showed his business acumen and how he's always been a step ahead. During his interview with Drink Champs, 50 Cent even said that he got a better deal with Reebok than Jay-Z. 50 Cent said, "The deal structure was completely different too. Like Jay, they made their deal like a joint venture. So they were like completely equal with RBK. They had a 50% profit split like the labels. After they recouped the cost of the shoes, they split the money. Now me, I'm like, F that. I'm a high risk investment. Just give me money." Because they were doing the deal with us because they lost the opportunity to sign LeBron. Here 50 is showing that while Jay-Z might have gone for the more traditional route with a joint venture, he knew his worth and demanded cash up front. He wasn't interested in waiting for the profits to roll in. He wanted his money now. That's a boss move, and it's another way 50 is setting himself apart from Jay-Z. And let's not forget about that famous line from Jay-Z, "Women lie, men lie, numbers don't." Many people thought that line was meant for 50 Cent, and of course, 50 has something to say about it. During an interview with DJ Clue and DJ Envy, the line "Women lie, men lie, numbers don't" by Jay-Z was brought up, and they said many people think that that line was meant for 50 Cent. 50 Cent responded by talking about how he did Jay-Z's entire career in a 4-year span. 50 Cent said, "And I didn't take it that way, because if we looked at all of the numbers, you'll see I did his career in 4 years. 15 years in 4 years. I wouldn't say that. I mean, the largest selling album he's had internationally sold 430,000 copies. Hard Knock Life. I sold 5 million twice. So when we leave here, we know who's who." 50 is making it clear that when it comes to numbers, he's got the receipts. He's sold more records in a shorter time span, and he's not afraid to let everybody know it. This is 50 Cent reminding everyone that while Jay-Z might be the king of the public eye, the numbers tell a different story. But here's the thing about 50 Cent. He's not all about tearing people down. He knows how to give credit where it's due. And he even gave Jay-Z props for helping him out early on in his career. 50 Cent gives Jay-Z credit for giving him an alley-oop early on in his career. 50 Cent said, "I ran into Jay at Summer Jam. Jay said, 'Yo, I don't like that record you got. I love that record you got.' Then he's like, 'But you know I got to get you.' And I'm like, 'All right, do what you do.' I ain't know he meant right then. He go on stage. That's the first time I ever seen 30,000 people. He said, 'I'm about $1. Who the F is 50 Cent? I ain't even know 30,000 people knew who 50 Cent was. I should send him a bottle of champagne for that.' This right here shows that 50 Cent knows how to play the game. He understands that while there's competition, there's also a mutual respect. Jay-Z helped put him on the map with that one line, and 50 isn't too proud to acknowledge that. 50 Cent also weighed in on the age-old debate of Jay-Z versus Nas. When asked which catalog he would choose if he were stranded on an island, 50 didn't hesitate. During an interview with Peter Rosenberg, 50 Cent also admitted that he thinks Jay-Z has a better overall catalog than Nas. When asked if he was stranded on the island and had to choose one catalog between both of them, 50 Cent said, "Oh, the catalogs? I listen to some Jay. He got some new material that I like now." This is a big statement coming from 50 Cent, who's never been one to shy away from speaking his mind. Even though he's taken shots at Jay-Z throughout the years, he's still able to recognize the quality of his work. That's the sign of a true competitor, someone who can acknowledge the strengths of their rivals while still going head to head with them. So what do y'all think? Is 50 Cent just stirring the pot, or does he have a point? This isn't the first time these two have gone at it, and it probably won't be the last. But one thing's for sure, when 50 Cent speaks, the whole industry listens. Whether you're Team 50 or Team J, there's no denying that both of these guys have left a massive mark on the game. Drop your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you agree with 50's takes, or do you think he's just throwing shade? Personally, I think 50 Cent has a lot of respect for Jay-Z. I think 50 recognizes that even though he may not like Jay-Z's personality, he has to respect how strategic he is. I think in some situations, 50 wishes he could move like Jay, but he has too much of a heart and is way too loyal to his people. The thing about Jay-Z is, if you come in the way of his money, he don't care how long he's been knowing you. You gotta go. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe Jay isn't as cold as I think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Someone who knows both Jay-Z and 50 Cent very well is Uncle Murda. Uncle Murda was signed to 50 Cent and Jay-Z at one point. Despite Jay-Z's billionaire status, Murda wasn't feeling the love over there like you'd think. Click the video on the screen to hear why Uncle Murda says 50 Cent takes better care of his artists than Jay-Z. And make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified every time I post. Peace.